Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be continuing from where we left off. Basically, we'll be showing the 3D button basically, which will be for per animation, okay, for the model. Just to give a demo of what we'll be building. As you can see, there are buttons which depicts each animation which can be played by this model, okay, and whichever is currently highlighted, that will be a little bit more orange color, I would say. Anyway, so and we can start the AR experience, and those buttons will be visible in the AR experience as well. Okay. If you have not seen my previous playlist about 3JS and WebXR, then I would just, with regards to DOM overlay. So, what I would, how this will be possible is using something called DOM overlay, which will be provided by WebXR API. So, with the help of which we can show HTML elements in a WebXR experience so that we don't need to build something unique specifically for the AR experience. We can already use whatever is already there present for us in the web domain. Okay, so it becomes very helpful, I guess, in that way if you see. Anyway, I think we can start. Like how I've done, I've created a folder XR overlay. In here, I'll just copy whatever we have done for the previous video and just modify whatever is required. Copy, paste. So let me first change the names. I'll put it XR overlay. Sorry. Okay, change something. I guess. Okay, and this will be XR overlay. Okay. So what we'll do first is like just to give, I'll just open the model, okay. As you can see in the model, we have something called animation, okay. These animations represent what will, each animation present inside this model, related to this model, you can say. Let me console log that, I'm being stop. And by the way, with the actions, we also get the names of each animation. So let me console that also. You realize why it's required. So let me see, and yeah, let me run it also. Okay, I think I missed out again, like how I've done in previous videos. Anyway, I have to create one more path for this. Let me give it XR overlays the path, and let me give it the default path. Okay, this is it, and let's see what we have. 5173. This is open. Okay, yeah. As you can see, we have the actions which contains the animations. Okay, and we have the names for this animation. So what we're going to do is like we're going to store these names in the using context API, okay, in a state variable, and then we're going to access it, and then we're going to show it in the UI using some buttons. Okay, for that I'll be creating custom component. It will become more clear later why I'm creating separate component for that. But anyway, we'll create a separate component, and using context API, we're going to pass those animation names. So that whenever a user clicks on any of the button, we'll have that basically the name of whichever animation has been clicked. Okay, and then we can map it using this object. It's just an object, so we have the key as portal open, which we can map it, and we can run the specific animation. You'll understand how to run the animation later. Okay, anyway, I'll just remove the console.log. Now let me create a context for that. I don't want to make it more complicated using any kind of state manager solution for this playlist. Okay, so that's why I'm using the context API. I'm just doing the normal what we normally do if you want to have a context. Okay, just creating some hooks as well as creating providers in the same file. I think this is it. No typos, I guess. And let me return using this. Okay. Now let me have the value. Okay, and now let me create some use state variables. One will be the animations. This will be an array representing names of each of the animations present in a model. Another will be animation index to represent which animation is running. So we can highlight the corresponding button in the in the UI. By default, I will be giving a 0. And let me copy this and pass them. Okay. Similarly, this also. Sorry about that, something accidentally. Anyway, this is the animations, and we'll be wrapping our main component here because I just want to keep it here only. I don't need it to pass to the app level. Okay, this is done, I guess. Now we need to create a component like I told you previously. Before that, let me invoke this and in the models. Okay, so for that, we're gonna take set animations comma animation index. So first I'll call a use effect hook, which is just gonna set the animations. Okay, and I'm not expecting them to change throughout the after the component has been mounted. Okay, so that's why names. Then what I'll have is use effect. Let me come back to this later. I have to modify this later, but anyway, I'll just do it for now to show you what animation, how to run it, how to run an animation. Okay. So anyway, we'll come here. We'll call the actions. We need to pass the key, which will be nothing but names animation index. This will represent the key, and we will just play. And whenever the animation index changes, basically user has clicked on a different button, then we'll need to trigger the different animation. Okay, let's see whether the animation is playing or not, or whether I've done an issue. Okay, I think I might have not imported use effect. I think use state was imported in here, I guess. No, and this children is not required. I think it got imported because of a reason. Refresh. As you can see, an animation is being played now. Now we'll create the component which will be responsible for showing the buttons. Okay, let me create it here. Uh, so this will represent an ID of overlay content. This will kind of act as the root element, which will become clear when I say what I mean by root element later. Anyway, I'll have the root element ID as overlay container, and I'll give a different class for the DOM. But the way I'm structuring it specific to this experience, you can change it a little bit somewhat differently, but you'll need to have a global root element for to act. Like you can imagine, kind of HTML acts as the root element. For that, something similar is for the layer which will be overlaid on top of the AR experience. It will also have a root element. Okay. So anyway, uh, okay, and then I'll be having a button container. This will have all these buttons. Okay, So for that, what I'll do is like animations. For the animations, let me do one thing. I'm going to take those animations. I think I need the animation index also to show different stylings. Okay. Anyway, I'll take the animations. I'm going to map it for to a button. The button will have a key. I'll just keep it simple. It will be animation because I'm assuming it will be unique enough. Okay. For a class name, I'll use it. I'll give it a default class, which will be nothing but button. With regards to stylings, I'm going to use classes. Okay, by the way, you can use Tailwind or CSNJ solutions, etc. But I want to keep it simple. Okay, so here, let me do one thing. It should be index will be equal to animation index. If it is such, then I will make it active. Suppose if the animation and index are same, then I want to have a different styling. Otherwise, nothing. Simple. Let me do see. Is the highlighting an issue or? I don't think so. Let's see if any errors are there later. Okay, and I'll just map it. Copy this. Okay, and let me use this compounder overlay content just outside the canvas. It's not the part of the canvas, by the way. Okay, this is very important because the canvas acts as the WebGL layer, and the interface is gonna be overlaid on top of the WebGL layer. Okay, and let me see. Okay, interface has to be imported. Now let's see if any errors. Okay, there are no errors. I think we need to now give the stylings. Okay, let me do one thing now. Let me open the interface, keep it split open, and then open the stylings. Now let's do one by one. Okay, first we'll give the styling for the overlay content. Okay, for that, what I'll do is like I'll give it again this stylings. You can change it later. I wanted to keep it simple and I've experimented with these values, so you can change it later based on your understanding and interest. Okay, so position will be absolute. Width will be 100%. Height will be again 100%. Bottom will be 5 rem. Pointer events, sorry, will be none. Okay, and then DOM container will be again given as absolute. What should I view it? Just type it out. And width will be again 100%. So this is a DOM container. Now I'll give the button container some default flex stuff. Okay. I'll give it a display of flex. Justify content center. Align item center. Width of 90%. Gap of 1 rem. Center it out using margin 0 auto. Padding, I'll give it some padding 1 rem. Overflow auto so that it works nicely for mobiles also. Okay, and pointer events I'll give it auto because I want the button clicks to happen on the buttons. Okay, otherwise do not type because I've given the pointer event that So I have to make it here auto so that it works. Okay. So I think, let me see whether I've missed anything. No, I don't think so. Let me give the button. Okay. Some padding of 0.5 rem, 1 rem. Okay. Border radius of 0.2 rem. Border style none. Color white. Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Anyway, background color of RGBA will be what? 255 127 80.7. And if the button is active, I'll just change the background color. You could do more stuff, but I'm just keeping it simple. Let me make it 1. Cool. And one more thing I'll do is, like, for the AR button also, to keep it very much in sync with the button color, I'll just give a different color. Okay. For that, I need to refer the AR button. Okay. Dot AR button class, which I'll give it to the button now. Let me add it with the color. 255 127 80. Okay, and I have to give it important to override the already existing style, which is provided by, I think, React 3 Fiber, or I think it should be by 3.js. Anyway, I'm just overriding that. And I'll give some bottom also, which will be 50 pixel. Again, important because I want to override it. Okay, AR button. So I'll take this, and where is the button we have? Yeah, the button here. Here. It should be here only, I guess, because that will have the button. Let me check whether it's reflecting or not. I don't think by default it has a class on. I'm not sure. Let me check. It's working fine. Cool. It's working fine. Or what should I do? Should I not have it? I'll just remove it, I guess. It's better, I guess, without that. The mobile wheel. Let's see in the mobile. Yeah, it's working fine, I guess. Let's leave it like this. Okay, and I think there was some error. Let me refresh it. But anyway, as you can see, the buttons are coming now. Effective still. Okay, there are some issues. And waiting. You see, I can't register the events on them for some reason. Ah, yeah, sorry. I need to have an action also on each event. Let me do a cursor pointer also. Okay, and in here, where is it? On click of the button, I want to change the animation index. Set animation. Okay, I did not do it out. The current index. Now let's see. Let's see if there's no error. Still. Oh yeah. As you can see, there's some weird stuff going on here. Okay. Let me refresh and show it to you again. See, we have the animation going, portal open. Okay. Now I'll click on still. So if you are able to notice, the two animations are playing. Now if I click on waiting, it's playing, and if you see the head, that also started moving. That's because what is happening in the code is like, let me close all this now. We might need to change some more stuff there, but anyway, for now it's okay. See, what's happening is, like, I'm changing animation, I'm running and playing the different animation. Okay, but I'm not basically stopping the previous animation, and because of that the issue is getting created. So what I'm going to do is, like, first what I'll do always is like first I'll reset the animation, like how much ever time the animation is being played. I'll just first restart it basically. Okay, then I'll do fade in, just fade in basically. Okay, as the name depicts, it just fades in around 4.5 seconds, you can imagine, and dot play, then it's gonna play slowly, so it's a smooth transition. And similarly I need to close the previous animation from playing. Okay, for that what I'll do is like I'll pass a clear function like how we normally have for the use effect. I'll call the actions names animation index dot fade out zero point 0.5. Okay, now let's see if there's still any issues. By default portal open is playing. Now I'll click on still, see it is working fine. Now waiting, this animation started. Now again come to portal open, it is also working fine. As you can see, it's working fine now. Now let me enter the AR. Okay, now let's now show those buttons in the AR experience also. Like these buttons are not there here, no? And let me show you whether the retica is working fine. See, as you can see, retica is working fine. But anyway, we have to make the buttons come up. So for that, what we do is like I told you previously in the beginning of the video only, I guess. We have to tell the we have to basically register where we're registering this AR button. We have to tell that we'll need the DOM overlay support also. So for that, what I'll do is like I'll use the optional features. In here, I'm gonna type out DOM overlay. Then I think what was that required then? Then I have to give DOM overlay, I guess. Let me give comma. That's not coming out. I have to pass it the root element, which will act as the root element, and this one will be over. Let me do one thing. I'll just show you first an issue, then we'll debug it together, and then we'll come back. Okay, because it took me some time to figure that out. Okay, let me give it for now. Okay, what I'll do is like how we normally have in any kind of React application. If you want to access the DOM, okay, so the thing is like this interface ref element is gonna act as the root element. Okay, it's div tag, which is the overlay content ID. Okay, this will act. So I need this element's reference in this parent component itself, so that I can register the AR button, so that I can register the WebXR session and tell it that I need that this component will act as the DOM overlay for the whole AR experience. So for that, what I'll do is like I'll do first the wrong way, then we can come back to it. Okay. Okay, like normally we have interface ref. Okay, dot current, and we pass the ref like using forward ref, I guess. So like that I'll do it. Okay, interface ref. So for that, now what I do is like I have to come to interface ref and wrap the whole component using the forward props basically. Okay, like we normally do in any kind of React application. Okay, so let me cut this much part. Cut. Okay, now I have to do forward. I think this one. Ref. For here, what I'll pass it in, I'll pass it the props and the ref. Paste. Let's see what I have done any mistake. Is this correct? We have the props pass, ref passed, and now I have to send this ref to this DOM world element. This should work. Okay, let's see. Compo is not a function. Refresh. I think I missed out something. We're passing the forward ref, we're passing the props ref, we are passing and sending the ref to here, and we are coming to the overlay container, In here we are passing the ref as interface ref, okay, and in here we are telling it to access the interface ref dot current. Okay, so for this, I think so. Like, one second, and let me check. Interface ref is there. Then we have the current, which will be undefined by default. Okay, let me restart it. I was expecting the error to give an error. I think it's giving. It's not allowing me to show only. Okay, let me refresh it. Hopefully the error comes in the console also. Otherwise, I'll just show. Yeah, it's not registering the element itself. Like I can't see the overlay content only for some weird reason. I think this is a different issue, I guess. Let me see what I've typed out. Optional features will be DOM overlay. Okay. And by the way, with regards to optional feature, I could have put it in required features. I just wanted to let you know that by default, required features acts like it does browsers like if you don't have the head testing support, then don't open it. Something like that. So but option features are like it tells browser if even if you it's okay, it's nice if you have the feature, but even if it doesn't have, open let the experience start. Okay, so it acts like that. Okay, so that helps out, like if you can like you don't like maybe the user might not have the download support for some reason, so it helps out there. Okay, but let me see if I missed out any typos or what. Dom overlay root is interface ref, okay, dot current. Okay, weird. Okay, but anyway, I'll just let you know. Okay, I'm not sure why this is, but anyway, I was not planning to have this as the final solution. I'm using something different. Okay, but just letting you know. Okay, why this might not work. Okay, even if it works this time. Okay, anyway, so what happens is by default interface ref dot current. Okay, I'm trying to refer the child component. Okay, but the some scenarios will happen like by default will the current will be undefined. Okay, the interface ref interface ref dot current will be undefined. So in undefined, so in that scenario, what will happen is like it will throw an error. Okay, in the console, and the experience will not start itself. Okay, so to avoid that, what we can do are there other ways also again. Okay, we can watch the this ref interface ref dot current. Okay, whether it has changed for some reason. Otherwise, the other way is using use callback. I'll be using use callback method. Okay, I'll be sharing some of the links which you can go through why I went through and why I use callback. Okay, that's what. Anyway, let me do one thing. Let me come here, make it use callback. I don't want you to type it out. Interface ref, use a callback. I'll get the DOM element, okay, and if the DOM element is not null, then let me create some use state variables. Then I'm going to set the overlay content to that DOM element, and I'm going to use that overlay content as a root. Okay, and I'll be passing that same ref there also. Refresh. Use state is not defined. I thought something else again. Hmm. Let's see now. As you can see, the buttons are coming up now fine. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you. Okay, and that's it, I guess, maybe for this video. Okay, you might have some doubts why I went about use callback approach. I will attach those links in the description of this YouTube video. You can go through them, and there might be some better ways also, like how I have done it. Like I told you previously, I'm just doing I'm researching, and based on that, I'm building on this tutorials, or you can say YouTube videos, and basically this whole playlist. So I might be wrong some places, and if you feel there might have been better ways to do it, just put down in the comments so that other people also are aware about it. And I think this was it, I guess, for this video. And I think in the next video, I'll just find that next video will be seeing the final video. In there, I think everything should be will be able to build a gallery, and we'll be showing different models. Okay, and hope to see you there. And thank you.